Men and women drink essentially because they like the effect produced by alcohol. The sensation is so elusive that while they admit it is injurious, they cannot after a time differentiate the true from the false. To them, their alcoholic life seems the only natural one. They are restless, irritable, and discontented unless they can again experience the sense and ease and comfort which comes at once by taking a few drinks which they see others taking with impunity. After they have succumbed to the desire again, as so many do, and the phenomenon of craving develops, they pass through the well known stages of a spree, emerging remorseful with a firm resolution not to drink again. This is repeated over and over, and unless this person can experience an entire psychic change, there's very little hope of his recovery. On the other hand, and strange as this may seem, those who do not understand once the psychic change has occurred, the very same person who seemed doomed, who had so many problems that he despaired of ever solving them, suddenly finds himself easily able to control his desire for alcohol. The only effort necessary is being required to follow a few simple rules. Men have cried out to me in sincere and despairing appeal, "Doctor, I cannot go on with this. I have everything to live for. I must stop, but I cannot. You must help me." Faced with this problem, if a doctor is honest with himself, he must sometimes feel his own inadequacy. Although he gives the best that is in him, it is often not enough. One feels that something more than human power is needed to produce the essential psychic change. Though the aggregate of recoveries resulting from the psychiatric effort is considerable, we physicians must admit we have made little impression upon the problem as a whole. Many types do not respond to the ordinary psychological approach. I do not hold with those who believe that alcoholism is entirely a problem of mental control. I have had many men who had, for example, worked a period on months for some problem or business deal that was to be settled on a certain date favorably to them. They took a drink a day or so prior to that date, and then the phenomenon of craving at once became paramount to all interests, so that important appointment was not made. These women were not drinking to escape, they were drinking to overcome a craving beyond their mental control. There are many situations which arise out of the phenomenon of craving, which cause men to make the supreme sacrifice rather than continue to fight. The classifications of alcoholics seems most difficult, and in much detail is outside of the scope of this book. There are, of course, the psychopaths who are emotionally unstable. We are familiar with this type. They are going on the wagons for keeps. They're over remorseful and make many resolutions but never a decision. There is the type of man who is unwilling to admit that he cannot take a drink. He plans various ways of drinking. He changes his brand or an environment. There is the type who always believes that after being entirely free from alcohol for a period of time, he can drink without danger. There is the manic depressive type, who is, perhaps, the least understood by his friends, and about whom a home chapter could be written. Then there are the types entirely normal in every respect, except the effect that alcohol has upon them. They're often able, intelligent, friendly people. All these and many others have one symptom in common. They cannot start drinking without developing the phenomenon of craving. This phenomenon, as we have suggested, may be the manifestation of an allergy which differentiates these people and sets them apart as a distinct entity. It has never been, by any treatment which we are familiar, permanently eradicated. The only relief we have is to suggest entire absence. This immediately precipitates us into a seething cauldron of debate. Much has been written pro and con, but among physicians, the general opinion seems to be that most chronic alcoholics are doomed.